Happy Friday. Back with another episode of the Tech Behind FinTech. Um, okay. Something just went wrong. Okay, there we go. Not sure what that was about, but okay. Yeah. Happy Friday. It's holiday weekend. My name's Nnamdi Osuagwu, host of the Tech Behind FinTech. Always happy to be here. So, this is a big holiday weekend in the US, 4th of July weekend, Independence Day. Heavy amounts of travel expected. So I definitely don't want to take a lot of time today because I'm sure everyone is planning and going about their holiday weekend, whether you're driving, flying, or inviting friends over. But we're going to cover what we do every week. We're going to cover some news articles of the week, and we're going to keep it a pretty light show. If you're out there and watching, definitely send a message in the chat. We're streaming live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitch. Also, we're on Instagram as well. Have the phone set up on the side so they're getting the behind the scenes footage. If you're on Instagram and you want to see show slides and things of that nature, go to the techbehindfintech.com. Always happy to be here as always. So let's get into it. We don't have a lot. Gotta press on with the weekend. So let's get into it. What's the first article of the day we're gonna cover? Okay, cool. Um, Technisys integrates Cyberbank platform with Microsoft Cloud for financial services. So Technisys, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, they're a core banking software provider. And they partner with Microsoft. They're going to integrate Microsoft's Cloud for financial services with its Cyberbank platform to offer financial institutions the ability to scale and boost their digital transformation efforts. The integration will allow financial institutions of all sizes to personalize a cohesive banking experience, adopt digital innovations, lower operational costs, and develop new revenue streams utilizing the cloud. They also quoted that combined with Microsoft's Azure cloud computing platform, we will enable financial institutions to embrace a digital transformation more quickly and cost effectively without disrupting day-to-day business. So yeah, they're essentially going to be assist with migrating certain cloud solutions. They say that banks are managing legacy systems in silos across disparate departments, limiting their ability to deliver experiences across different channels. So looks very interesting. I mean, look, a lot of things as we also talk about a lot of industries, especially those that were using legacy platforms in the past, are going through digital transformation efforts. Especially when you look at banking and core banking providers, that's essentially the banks behind the scenes ledger systems. So getting data out of there and doing more current things is always a challenge. So it looks like this partnership that this particular core software providers doing with Microsoft will enable financial institutions of all sizes to embrace more of a digital transformation. In February, Technisys was acquired by SoFi Technologies. And last year, they made an acquisition of its own of a chatbot developer, Kona. So interesting stuff. Let me wave to somebody just joined on Instagram. All right, cool. Let's once again, if you're on Instagram, we do post slides. You're not going to see it on Instagram, but you will see it if you go to the techbehindfintech.com and press play to watch our show live there. All right. Let's go to the next. Once again, we're going to go through some articles that we just saw interesting. Deutsche Bank analysts, they see Bitcoin recovering to 28K by December. So right now, we're like in midpoint, going towards the other half of the year, entering into Q3. So by Q4, they're saying their analyst is seeing 28. I think Bitcoin right now is at 19. It dropped down to 18 today. It went back to 19K. So analysts from Deutsche Bank forecast Bitcoin rebounded at 28,000 by December 2022 as the cryptocurrency markets continued to grapple with gloomy times. They're calling it a crypto winter. I mean, we saw the last time this happened a few years ago, right? I think that was 2017, and then it bumped back up 3 years later. So, a lot of people are saying it's over, but we'll see. Bitcoin and the wider cryptocurrency markets have endured a tough 6 months, with the value of BTC in particular enduring its worst quarter in 10 years. Macroeconomic conditions around the world have played a role, with stagnating markets and fears of inflation driving conventional stock markets and their crypto counterparts down to painful lows. So that's interesting for what Deutsche Bank is saying. Once again, if you have comments, questions, want to add to the discussion, feel free to um, drop a chat in, and I'll if viewing appropriate, I will post it onto the screen. All right, cool. Let's move on to the next one. This one found interesting. A couple of crypto news today, kind of just going. Saw some stuff this week happening. So the EU agrees on a landmark regulation to clean up the crypto Wild West. The European Commission, lawmakers and member states hammered out an agreement on reforms on Thursday. The new law, known as Markets in Crypto, MiCA, is the first attempt at creating a comprehensive regulatory framework for digital assets in the region. EU lawmaker Stefan Berger said the rules will put order in the wild west of crypto assets. Today, we put order in the wild west of crypto assets and set clear rules for a harmonized market that will provide legal certainty for crypto asset issuers, guarantee equal rights for service providers, and ensure high standards for consumers and investors, said Stefan Berger, the lawmaker who led negotiations on behalf of the European Parliament. MiCA will also address environmental concerns surrounding crypto, with firms forced to disclose their energy consumption, as well as the impact of digital assets on the environment. So these regulations, I'm seeing interesting things happening in the EU. Wonder if the US would adopt certain measures. I mean, sometimes when you see regulatory things happen in one part of the world, they start to transfer over, right? The one I could think about it came from the EU is what, GDPR, and then you start seeing signs of that in other places. So it could set off an interesting chain of events moving forward in terms of regulation. So we'll see. Oh, this one was very interesting. The FBI adds this is going to be a movie. I really think this is going to be a movie. The FBI adds Cryptoqueen to the 10 most wanted fugitives list after alleged 4 billion OneCoin fraud. So the FBI on Thursday added Dr. Ruja Ignatova, the self-proclaimed crypto queen, to its list of 10 most wanted fugitives, and is offering a $100,000 reward for information leading to her arrest. Ignatova, the founder of a cryptocurrency called OneCoin that was launched in 2014, allegedly defrauded investors for more than 4 billion over 3 years before just disappearing. Europol added her to Europe's most wanted list last month. Ignatova, the founder of the cryptocurrency called OneCoin that was launched in 2014, allegedly defrauded investors of more than 4 billion over 3 years before disappearing. Interesting stuff. So it was a Bulgarian-based project. It had no blockchain securing transactions, and coins were essentially minted out of thin air. So I mean, it just kind of goes to the point, like especially with, I mean, with all investments, whether it's stock, real estate, crypto, you have to do your necessary due diligence. But with these types of crypto companies, they just spin out of thin air. But one of my colleagues and friends, he even goes as far as to look at the GitHub account. So GitHub is a source code repository. So is that public information? Are they, what's the code behind it? And just really just doing a deeper dive rather than relying on flashy marketing from a CEO. So unfortunately, he scammed 4 billion from investors, right? So Ignatov's brother, Konstantin, who also served in a leadership role with OneCoin, was arrested in 2019 and subsequently pleaded guilty to multiple felonies that same year. Investigators described the large-scale fraud as similar to an international pyramid scheme. Ignatova allegedly made false statements to solicit investments. Victims would then send cash to OneCoin accounts in order to buy the coin. So, yeah, I seriously think, and you heard it here first. This is definitely going to be a movie. I definitely think this is going to be a movie. Has all the signs and makings of one. Hey, 1 second. I noticed we didn't do something on the branding side. 1 second. Get a clearer background. There we go. Okay, let me see comments. Okay, cool. Let's move on. All right. Security slash crypto in a sense, I guess, and this will be our last one of the day. Um, OpenSea discloses a data breach, warns user of phishing attack. So let's see what happened, right? OpenSea, the largest non-fungible token NFT marketplace, disclosed a data breach on Wednesday and warned users of phishing attacks that could target them in the coming days. The online NFT marketplace says it has more than 600,000 users and a transaction volume that surpassed 20 billion. The company's head of security, Corey Hardman, said that an employee of Customer IO, the platform's email delivery vendor, downloaded email addresses belonging to OpenSea users and newsletter subscribers. So here's what happened, right? Let's just break that down. You had a situation where a company, right, relied on a third party vendor. In this case, it was customer.io, and an employee from that third party downloaded user email addresses. So, definitely a breach, like a more of like a supply chain breach, because one of your suppliers or one of the people that you rely on, third party vendors. This is why it's so critical. And not saying they could have caught it, because I'm sure they have their own vendor vetting process, right? But it's just an example of seeing how you are only as strong as your weakest link. And an insider threat attack like that is one of the most difficult to protect yourself against, because in order for people to do their jobs, you have to enable them with some level of trust. And in this case, right, this employee from the third party vendor had access to customer information. It doesn't seem like it was any type of PII or well, I mean it's PII because it's identified the email address, but nothing like social security numbers or things of that nature. It just seems, or credit cards. It just seems more email addresses. So of not only their users but newsletter subscribers. So they didn't give an exact number of how many users were impacted, or their email addresses are out there. But now what happens is, once the email addresses are exposed like that, and it could be sold off in a to a hacking an attack organization, and what the or the dark web. You'll see now. Here's what they know, right? This is like part of, from a reconnaissance perspective. They have your email address, and they know that you're either interested in OpenSea in terms of the NFT market, or you subscribe to the newsletter, or you're an actual user on the system. So that means it's a few things they know just based on that. You're interested in the crypto markets, you're interested in NFT in particular, you have an affiliation with OpenSea. So how do they leverage that information? They leverage it by sending you now emails, right? In terms of like a phishing campaign, that it'll slightly off. So it's not coming from OpenSea, but it may come from OpenSea.io or OpenSea.xyz, right? That these attackers created. You'll click the link and they'll ask you for maybe some personal information, or they'll download something. So that's how the whole phishing campaign works. But the theory is you're more likely to click the link because they're going to send something around the topic of interest. In this case, it'll be something around crypto, NFTs, or how to make, I don't know, how to turn your investment around in the NFT marketplace, or or 10 things everyone should know about NFTs, right? So you think it's a legitimate email and you click it, and then some information is stolen from you or something is downloaded on your machine and so forth. So the warning right now from OpenSea is, listen, beware of phishing attacks, right? So you have to just have that eye, look at your own level of due diligence and so forth. So but that's how usually these phishing attacks work. Maybe give examples. Yeah, they say OpenSea.org or OpenSea.xyz or IO or whatever. But because they know, so it's not like they're sending this information to someone who's not even remotely interested in NFTs or crypto or anything like that. So that person most likely will not click. But phishing campaigns are similar to marketing campaigns, right? If you send out in a marketing campaign and you're trying to get solicit business, you send out 1,000 emails. You're not thinking that all 1,000 emails will be clicked, right? You're not even thinking or responded to, right? That's unheard of, you know. But your goal is to just get a percentage. You're going to get a percentage of people that viewed it. You're going to get a percentage of people that opened it. You're going to get a percentage of people that clicked something there. You're going to get a percentage of people that you actually sold something to. So in this situation, it's less that you're selling them and more people that you can further victimize, right? So you have to definitely be careful with that. But want to bring this up only because of the third party risk factor that we all have to factor in when we're dealing with, in my case, it'll be dealing with companies and so forth. It's something, vendor risk is a serious thing. You're only as strong as your weakest link, like I said. All right. That's it for today, Let's take this screen off. Like I said, today was just gonna be a quick show, 17 minutes in, not bad. And we just wanted to keep it going. Yeah, so sorry, 82nd show, I think. Wow, that is just so amazing and crazy. Like I literally started this the fall of 2020 during COVID and just have been consistent ever since. Look forward in the next few weeks to some really interesting guests. And listen, shoot me, DM me, email us, info at Tech Behind FinTech, topics that you want to see covered, right? So I'm interested in like quant computing. I'd love to bring a quantum computing person on. I like to bring, I'm just gonna start thinking some interesting topics and how it affects the financial services industry, insurance industry, so forth. Obviously, technologists from all realms, CEOs and so forth. But it's a couple of topics I really want to dive into and I want to get some experts on, and we're just gonna like really chop it up. But if you have some topics of interest that you would like to see us talk about, or a guest we would you want us to bring on, shoot suggestions. Always open for that. We have some team members, a team member right now who's working with different future guests and so forth. But there's some topics that I'm actually interested in diving into. So I have to kind of find people that cover that. Well, that is it for today. Once again, enjoy. If you're US based, enjoy your holiday weekend. Be safe in your travels. I know a record number of people are expected to hit the roads, and flying is going to be like insane with the amount of people traveling and things of that nature. So yeah, that is it for us. Once again, thanks for viewing. Really appreciate everyone for viewing the show. You guys are amazing. Today, like I said, today's a more of a just to kick off a holiday weekend, so I'm probably not getting a lot of comments, but just in general, when we're here engaged in the conversation, just love the participation. Keep it up, guys. I'll do my best to keep you informed, keep producing great content, and so forth. All right, cheers. Take care.